Yo, what's up, y'all? We out here. 3 degrees buffer in the building. Modiako, Corey Johnson. Like, subscribe, and share. Hey, I'm not even gonna lie today. I did not accomplish all the things I was trying to do in terms of my dissertation project, the research protocols. I did not look up very many literature reviews. Didn't review very much literature, and I also did not look at methodology. I will have to do that tomorrow. But the cool thing about the mission experience is that once you go out there, there's ties that you'll be able to connect to and to draw back into from that point forward. And I'm gonna share a little bit about that with you in this video. So first of all, I'm here down in Tennessee. As I mentioned before, my brother lives here, my folks live here. I was staying with my brother for the first couple nights. I came over to a fellow missionary's house, my guy Linsky. I'm with him right now, decided to stay with him for a few days. And he was out there also in the mission field for 5 years in total. His first year in Hawaii, 4 years in Palau, and we overlapped for a few of those years in Palau, which is super cool. But I mean, we were in undergrad together, homies, like it just goes way back. But when you serve together, it's like another level. I mean, we went to school with a lot of different people that we didn't serve with, and it's just different. It's just different. But anyways, he's down here handling things at Southern Adventist University, and we have students that we actually taught out in Palau that are here at the school right now. And one of the coolest things that we got to do today was to go and hang out with one of them. Her name's Hamari, and she's actually from Japan. She was in the school in I almost said Guam, in Palau. And I think she's in her 3rd year here already, which is kind of crazy because it's like we just saw her there a few, 3-4 years ago. But anyways, we went out, 3 of us, to hang out, catch up. And there's just that connection there because we were all in the same place at the same time. And now it's a little bit different because obviously we're not teaching her anything now, but it's more like a friendship as opposed to kind of like a teacher-student kind of a thing, which is really cool. You get to see your former students grow up and become the people that they're meant to be. And even the fact that she's here at Southern Adventist University has a lot to do with missionaries like Linsky and a lot of the other ones who were also from Southern who went out to serve in Palau. So really cool experience. You get to see things come full circle when you're involved in this kind of thing. And it's really important and awesome to see. And, even though I'm still trying to figure out exactly what the definition is or the objectives are of student missions, when I look at the experience that we had today, the 3 of us being able to chill and have a good lunch and just hang out and be in the presence of one another, I would think that that's one of the objectives. That would have to be one of the objectives, is to be able to connect like that beyond just the mission experience. So super cool. After that, and I'm not even gonna lie, we went to Korean barbecue, threw down, okay. And it was great, but afterwards I need to get a little exercise, so I decided to go on a run. Now, I'm a part of the gymnastics team back up at Andrews University. I'm one of the assistant coaches. And during this winter break, we actually have a fitness challenge. And the goal, I don't know how close we're going to get to it, but the goal, pretty ambitious, is for the entire team as a team to run 1,000 miles by the time we get back by January 8th. So I had to get my little contribution in. I seen people putting in, they ran a few miles here, a couple miles there, a mile there, doing different activities to try to get their step counts in. So I went for 5 miles, and it was tough, but good. I hadn't run that long in a while. But I had to show the team I'm still handling my business out here, you know what I'm saying? But the cool thing about this particular run is I started out at Linsky's house and ran down. It was pretty much all the way downhill to get into campus, ran around campus a little bit, and it was almost all the way uphill. It was almost uphill all the way back. Now, I remember seeing the first hill after making the loop, and I thought to myself, okay, when I get to the top of this hill, I'm gonna stop, I'm gonna chill, I'm gonna walk the rest of the way. And then I looked at my watch and it was like 3.73 miles. So I said, okay, when I get to 4 miles, I'll stop, I'll walk and go from there. And eventually it just kept going up and up and up, and I would see the next hill and say, I can't stop there. I got to keep going. Get to 4.5. I got to keep going. And I remember one hill in particular. From a distance, it looked super steep. And I was like, man, yeah, I don't think I'm going to run up that one. But I actually went in a little downhill and started going up. And all of a sudden, like, it wasn't as steep. It didn't look nearly as steep as I thought it did from that distance. And, there's a lot of lessons there just in the fact of from afar off, a lot of times you look at something seems super challenging. But when you get closer to it, you actually progress to it and you take steps in that. Maybe the challenge isn't as big of a challenge as you thought. Maybe once you get there, you find that you're more capable of going up and through that challenge than you thought you were. And so I ended up getting to the top of the hill. There was another little loop, flat area. And then I went on a little dead end street before coming all the way back up the hill and ended up finishing exactly at 5 miles, which was awesome. So I got that in, learned a little lesson, and definitely going to make a few shorts about that to post as well. But after that, I had to get ready to go and meet my brother at his church. They're doing like a Christmas, it's music for the entire service this weekend. And he recruited me, of course, to play the trumpet. And he is supposed to play the saxophone. I say supposed because he just texted me now that he has to play the bass. They were trying to get him to play the drums. The drummer got COVID, so he's out, and there's a whole bunch of switching around. I'm just sticking with the trumpet. I'm keeping it simple. But my brother, this dude could play just about every instrument out there. So they got him on the bass, and now he has to learn that all tomorrow to play on Saturday. But anyways, something really cool I did not expect. Being there, and they had the whole choir there. The church choir was there with us, the band, to practice all together. And one of the guys in the choir comes up to me, and I recognize him immediately, but I couldn't place it. And he says, "Hey man, like, you look familiar. What's your name?" And while he was talking to me, it came to me. I was like, "Oh, you're TJ." And TJ Simmons was a missionary in Palau a couple years ago. I had no idea that he was there, but we were able to connect for just a split second before my nieces came over and started jumping on me, and they started going back to practicing with the choir stuff. But just that little connection of being able to say, "Hey, I know you from somewhere, and this is something that we shared and had in common." And I hope I get the chance to catch up with him a little bit later on that and kind of follow up and just see how things are for him since he's been back these last couple of years. But it's like, I think about it from the perspective of, I didn't do anything on paper or towards my research paper or towards the dissertation, but I had an experience, like my entire day was full of student missions, really. Whether it was hanging out with Linsky in the beginning of the day, with Himari a little bit later, the two of them, being able to catch up with and meet TJ in person here at the end of the day. And it's little things like that that make me appreciate the experience even more. So when it comes to the whole thing of this paper and what is the point? Like I said, I think this stuff is a part of it, but I have to find out. Like I'm glad that I'm passionate about this project. Otherwise, you've been there before where there's an assignment that you do and you work hard on it because you have to do it, but you don't really care about it, right? And you still get a good grade even though you really didn't care about the assignment. We have things like that. But it's different when it's an assignment you care about. It's different when it's an area that you have a passion in and you have questions about that. You don't have all the answers, but you want to dig deeper. You want to explore. You want to find those things out. And so for me, with the experience that I've had in mission and the people that I continue to be connected to because of my experience in mission, I feel like, I'm passionate about it, but I feel like I'm not just doing this for me, but also to validate a lot of the experiences and the expressions and the struggles of a lot of my fellow missionaries and a lot of the students who were served by missionaries and people in places that, the locals in places as they were served by missionaries as well. There's so much to be discovered, so much to be uncovered. And I'm looking forward to it. So, it's a short one today, but we're going to leave it right there. Like, subscribe, and share. You know how we roll. You know how we do. And it's Thursday night, game night with the boys. So we're going to catch some Fortnite. All right. And I'll see you in the next one. All right. Peace.